like my other friends. My other friends always had a mom and a dad. So I always wanted that too. Just like you always wanted a father, I always wanted a mom and a dad. All the cartoons I watched had a mom and a dad, everything. So it affected me still. And I feel like I dealt with that in silence. I had no other way to deal with it. So I think it affects you both ways. All right.
Welcome back to another episode of the Other Half Podcast with me, the biggest Tino you know.
Yes.
And Miss Erika.
Your favorite?
Miss Erika, she's all right, I guess. So how was your week?
Pretty busy, productive. Can't complain.
You're in the what do you call it? You're in the not even self-employed, but pretty much field now. How's that?
I would just say that uncomfortability is good. And I've learned that now. I can truly say that I do love what I do.
Now she want to say
I'm glad
that.
I've stuck it out. I'm a full body waxer, by the way, you guys. So
yeah, she waxed nasty
like
stuff.
Yeah, I don't mind it. But yeah, just busy. What were you asking me?
Busy. No, I just said, how's your week? Your wonderful
It was busy.
week. Dang. Are you tired?
Yes.
I'm always tired.
I feel like I'm feeling Avery's every day.
You hear that? Every
struggle.
day. Every day. Your boy be grinding.
Yeah, I feel like I'm a step closer to self-employment. I mean, I can be in my suite when I don't have a guest. I can be on my phone watching Netflix, whatever I want to do. I like it.
Well,
and I have a
good.
great manager.
That's good. That's good.
What about you?
My week was busy. All the graduations.
Oh, yeah, we've had graduations to go to.
We've had graduations. All my clients had graduations. Yeah, we've just been everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's been busy.
Yeah, but it's only been a couple months since we posted a podcast. I know we said every week, or I said every week, you guys, but...
Y'all should have knew.
But listen,
that wasn't going to happen.
When we
with
post
Erika.
a podcast, he not only has to, you got to edit it. It takes time. So that's why you guys won't see it for a few weeks. Anyways.
Not a few weeks. Oh.
A couple weeks,
Because
yeah.
you be inconsistent. Yeah, I feel you. But yeah, we've had graduations. How does it feel to have two kids out of high school? You have 2 grown children now.
Yeah, I know. I'm very proud to say that I have 2 graduated, 3 more to go. And I really have faith in all my kids. I know that all my kids are going to graduate. So I'm just really proud of them. I'm also really proud of my brother-in-law, Guy.
Mm-hmm.
He just graduated today, and Mia graduated yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to Guy and Mia.
Mm-hmm.
A diamond.
Then we got April going to middle school.
Mm-hmm.
We got Robert going to
high school.
We got a full house.
So we be busy and stressed out and tired, okay?
Facts. Eric will be stressed. I'll be chilling.
Yeah.
All right. So our icebreakers for today. I picked a card this week.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready for this?
What is it?
Are you ready for this? I need you to have extra respect on me when you answer this question. All right.
Okay.
Like
What?
extra.
What?
All right. Ask each person in the group, when were you most proud of me? That's the card. When were you most proud of me?
Most proud? That's hard because I was really proud of you when you graduated barber school. I feel like because that was such a, I feel now that I've gone through it myself, it is so stressful and like trying to work and go to school at the same time. But I would say probably when you got your first suite. And you weren't at a barber shop that like, you wanted your own kind of thing, but not necessarily a barber shop. But you got your own keys to your own suite. That was a moment, I think, for me.
Yeah.
I feel like that's when I would say I was most proud of you.
That's what's up. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, barber school, I worked at Verizon full time and I worked, or I went to school, barber school. So it was some long days.
Yeah. And it was rough for our relationship too. I know that.
Because you was mean. That's when you were in your real Hispanic phase. Now you're all right. You're all bougie because you live in Arizona. But back then, yeah, she was walking around Ross with one shoe on.
Why are we going back to that? That is not part of the question.
Y'all want to see the video?
Stop. You just want to roast me today.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Anyways.
Dang.
Yeah.
That was back in the day. Well, that's good. Yeah.
How many years ago was that?
Was what?
When you got your suite? I would say 3 years ago.
I think it was November 2022. Something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So a few
that's
years.
About 3 years. Because I did 2 years at Sola, 1 year at Signature already. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes. I'm a real business owner out here in these streets.
Mm-hmm.
One day you're going to be like me.
I will.
Then I can be a stay-at-home dad.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not a stay-at-home mom. Yeah. So you're not going to be a stay-at-home dad.
No respect, bro. No respect.
Just saying. Okay.
Okay, what?
It says ask each other. So you don't have a moment when you're proud of me.
You ain't asked me.
Okay, when what's the question? Let me see it.
Here you go. Read the card, ma'am.
Okay, when were you most proud of me? Yeah.
You know, I've been around you for everything. Mm-hmm. You got your visa.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wasn't there for the first time you got your visa.
I didn't have a visa. I had DACA.
Same thing. Yeah. Anyways, you had that. Then you got your job at Macy's. Then
you're proud of me working at Macy's?
Yes, because you were no longer in the gas station, man. Yes.
Yeah, y'all. Okay. I worked at Circle K for 3 years.
Oh, nothing here. Perfume. It's not perfume. It's whatever.
Parfum.
Whatever it is, bro. No, the other one. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that job.
You were working at
Lancome. I got manager.
Yep, you got manager at Lancome in Iowa. So you're working in makeup and all that stuff. Then came here, got your citizenship. Dang.
Mm-hmm. And then what?
Then what? You graduated. Dang.
Yes. And then what?
Then you went to school.
And then what?
Then you graduated school. I was hurting one of them times. I want y'all to know this. So, yeah, it was rough while she was in school. The income was down.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got your job, finally. Now, I was proud of you when you had the conversation with your kids about what happened to you and what you went through in life.
Mm-hmm.
Because I asked Romeo, I said, do you know what happened to your mom? And he had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
And you could tell there was still something there. And then he was like, I asked him, do you blame her? And he was like, I don't really care anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't care, but you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
I don't
even though I had to push you.
I don't even think they know what you're talking about, but
well,
y'all, my life is a story. It's a book.
Yeah, no.
There's reasons why certain things have gone the way that they have. Like, yeah, y'all it doesn't make sense to people. They're like, oh, you just graduated? Or you just got, there's a lot to it.
Yeah, she didn't graduate high school. She was skipping out, trying to be in them streets, gang banging and all that. She shot somebody.
You are lying right now. I definitely dropped out. I dropped out when I was 17.
Yep.
Then just made so many other bad decisions. But I had a lot of stuff, I feel like, too, that just held me back a lot. And made my what do you call it? My journey difficult.
Then she met me.
And you're just a pusher.
That's a, story for another time.
Yeah. So you were most proud of me when I had that conversation.
Yeah. You know why?
No.
Because you didn't want to do it. And I could tell you didn't want to do it. And that's probably, everything you've been through is hard.
Do you know why I didn't want to do it, though?
Everything you've been through is hard, though.
Yes, I know. Do you know why I didn't want to do it, even though I know I should have done it a long time ago?
Why?
Because I don't want people to feel bad for me or for it to seem like an excuse. I felt like there was never an excuse or reason why things went the way that they did for them. They deserved so much more, and I feel like my story is not their problem.
Yeah.
So that's why I never wanted to have that conversation. But then obviously after having the conversation, it makes more sense to them and they understand they don't feel like it's their fault.
Yeah, but what you went through should also not have made someone resent you.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, but
it is what it is.
You feel like they should when you're in my situation.
Why? It's fine.
Because you live and you learn. You make a lot of decisions that you could have did differently.
Yeah, but you were young.
I know.
When you're young, you can't have someone blame you for decisions you made when you were young. I made a lot of bad decisions.
Yeah, but I also feel like I didn't have people like you in my life to like... No, I mean, seriously, like, I don't think I had people in my life to really push me to do what's better for me or to, like, make me think. Like, to actually make me think and make better decisions. Mm-hmm. Everyone would always just be like, you're hard-headed. And that's it. No, like, nothing. Just no real conversations. Nothing to really, like... It's more like getting on my ass or my butt.
Ooh.
Sorry, getting on my butt.
We went to church today and she cussing. So
no, I'm just saying ass is in the Bible.
No, girl.
I'm saying like getting on my butt. Like, you know, I don't know. You have to have people in your life that they're not gonna like make excuses for you and say it's okay, but they're still gonna tell you, but you can do this or you can still do this or you'll figure it out. And yeah, I just don't feel like I had that. So. Kind of goes into our topic for today.
What's our topic for today?
Did you have it?
I had the topic. So stop trying to tell my topic when I picked the topic today.
Go.
Shoot. All right, our topic today is what is something you went through as a child that still affects you today? That boy's spitting, boy. No, you go first.
Right.
Ladies first.
Gentlemen first.
No, ladies first. Go ahead. We want to hear this because you just that goes into our topic today.
I know, but because mine's kind of I don't even know. Mine's kind of a couple things.
Well, we got time.
Y'all got a little time, right? The one I'll say real quick because I don't really need to go into it. I also don't know like if my mom watches these, and I don't need her to. We've had good conversations recently though, where I'm like, okay, you don't remember this, but I do, and this is why I'm the way that I am. I would say like seeing domestic violence at the age of 8, I never forgot it. Like I can still visually see it in my mind. And I feel like that affected me. And because I got into relationships that of domestic violence was there and I didn't know the difference, which is why I allowed it. So to me, it was still love because my mom still stayed with someone who she loved or who loved her, but still abused her. So I feel like that affected me growing up. And then I would say my whole like adoption, immigration stuff, that has affected me completely as an adult. For sure.
Why has it affected you
because
as an adult?
It's so much to explain. I don't know how to... Well, everything.
Sum it up.
I mean, I couldn't work when I was 16 like everybody else.
Yeah, but now you're an adult and you can. So how does it affect you today?
Well, I don't take working for granted. You affect in a good way or like what? Like
yeah, at all.
I feel like I don't take work for granted. I've always been a really good hard worker. I have really good work ethic. Because I didn't get to work until I was like 26. So that I do also think going in like with the two things, like seeing that with my mom and like just not really ever seeing a healthy relationship between two people, whether it's a relationship or friends or family, not being able to see that and having to figure it out on my own. I feel like that's affected me as I've gotten older, and especially like with you and how we communicate. And I feel like we communicate the best, even though you say I'm spicy. My relationships before you were not healthy at all. So that's like a big one.
We communicate the best out of all your relationships.
Yeah, because you don't call me out of my name or disrespect me in an argument or what do you call it? Disagreement.
I be getting beat on, so that's why.
No, you don't.
I be getting.
Also, I feel like it's a lot of things. Not having a dad.
So you have father
issues. It's
a
woes me.
You have father issues?
I don't think I have father issues, but I never saw a man treat a woman right.
Okay.
Never.
Okay.
My mom didn't really date when I was growing up, so I only got to see that one relationship, and then they divorced when I was like 10.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What about you?
For me, I'd say just the relationship with my dad affects me today because I felt like people don't know my dad was around, but he wasn't around. You know what I mean? So when I was a baby, of course, I don't remember. I've never seen my parents together in a relationship. When I was a kid, like all I knew was my dad's in prison. I never remember him being out of prison when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. So he was in prison until I was like 11, gets out of prison, and I'm making the effort. And that made it worse. I'm making the effort. I see him around all the time, all that, but it's like he's not making effort. I'm making effort. So there's no real like relationship there. Mm-hmm. And as a kid, it's like my brother got his dad, my sister got their dad. What's for me? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Why
and
don't
it
you?
got to like when I was a kid, when my dad was in prison, I looked at it like if my brother Mike, he'd give me everything. If it was his last dollar, he'd give it to me. Mm-hmm. But I didn't do the same because I was more selfish. It was like, okay, this dollar is all I have. If I give this to you, I don't have anything left for me. So that's how I looked at everything. And then he gets out. Like I said, I was making effort. He wasn't. And then I stopped making effort to see if it would change, and it didn't. So it's like it is what it is. And I dealt with. There's times where it was just so bad for me because I wanted that relationship a lot more than he wanted it. Mm-hmm. So now it's like I understand who you are. It is what it is. I accept you for who you are, but I don't allow that in my life. Mm-hmm. Like I'm not mad at him at all. I don't have any ill will towards him, but that affects me because now it's like I have to understand that someone can love me. You know what I mean? And that's the biggest issue. Yeah. That's why I always ask you, why do you love me? Like,
you ask me that all the time.
Because it's like, it's one of those things like you don't realize until you realize.
Yeah, because you know what I always say? I feel like it's like, whether it's a friendship or a family member that you have a relationship with that is a struggle, it's just like being in a relationship.
Yeah.
Like it could be very, I kind of get what you're saying because in a sense it's like being with somebody that you love, like in a relationship, and they don't love you the same way. Like I've been there.
Yeah.
They don't love you the same way. They're not reciprocating the same thing. It hurts. Mm-hmm. It's very painful and you want it so bad until you like one day realize, okay, I need to just stop begging, you know?
And that's what affected, like, that's how all my relationships were. It's like I like that person more a lot of times. And sometimes it wasn't the same on the other end.
Oh, yeah, that's why you said that.
Yeah.
Because I liked you more.
You liked me more.
So why would you do that to me?
But I was like, maybe I should chill. But I was like, oh, she liked me more? Okay, it's different right now. Be like that sometimes. If you like me, you like me. What's wrong with that?
What was the day that you realized you were going to like stop trying to make so much effort?
In
trying to reach out to him or have like a relationship with him?
I think it took me until I was like 20. Like, so that's what, 8-9 years. And it was like, nothing's changed. If I don't call you, you don't call me. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't remember the last time he called me and was like, hey, how you doing? What you got going on? Anything.
Yeah.
So it's like.
Isn't the last time that he called you when Mike died?
Yeah. And then on top of that, it's like my brother's dad calls me on my birthday. Mm-hmm. My father doesn't know my birthday at all.
Yeah.
I know every one of my kids' birthdays. I don't know all my siblings' birthdays. I know my kids' birthdays for sure.
Yeah, but Big Mike also calls you just to check in on you.
Yeah, all the time. All the time.
Not every day, but it's consistency.
He calls me his son. So it's like, to me, no matter what he does, Big Mike, no matter what he does, he'll always be a good guy to me because he did that.
How he treated you.
Have to. He bought me shoes when I didn't have any for school. You know what I mean? So, but I don't know. And that can be good and that can be bad because someone could, like for my situation, it's fine. But there's situations where someone could be a bad guy, and if you can't tell this is a bad person, and you look at them like, oh, no matter what they do, they're a good person to me. Yes, that can be an issue. But yeah, it just depends on the situation.
Yeah, so it probably affected you as you were dating.
Yeah, it did. All that.
Did it affect your relationship with your mom?
It did later.
Why?
Because I felt like she feels like I have no reason to be mad. And I told her I've forgiven. I'm not mad at all. But she looks at it like you should have a relationship with your father. And it's like, that's gone. There's no, I don't care to. There's no reason for us to have a relationship at this point.
Yeah.
Everything, when I moved to Washington, everything I learned from my brother Cedric was everything I wanted my dad to show me. I was 22 when I went out there, and it's like I already given up on all that. But everything Cedric showed me was like what I expected my dad to show me. And that's just what it is. So moving out to Washington and then being with you has made me a different person, obviously. Like I'm grown now. I have to be an adult now. But I wouldn't have been that had I not moved out of Iowa.
Yeah, you always say that.
Because it got to a point where like my dad used to cut my hair all the time, but I had to call them, be like, hey, you got somebody right now? I'm gonna come up there. And it's like, that's cool and all, but you gotta do more than that as a father. Like, you can cut my hair, cool, but I can also go to somebody else.
Yeah, I think it's
later in my life, I started getting a haircut by someone else.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Shout out
to James.
No, shout out James for sure. Shout out Easy, Eric. I shot a music video. He gave me my first beard. I'll never remember that. I mean, I'll never forget that.
I don't remember who that is, but I remember James.
You know the one where I'm in the white car, that music video. Yeah, that was my first time having.
I remember
a
blue car with your blue shirt,
Mike and Tay
wavy, so wavy.
Yeah,
that
one.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I get where your mom's coming from to an extent. We talk about this in private.
Yeah.
I understand. I think, you know what I think it is? I think it's her delivery. I don't think it's what she's saying. Like, for example, let me just explain it real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
I think she's thinking from a godly perspective.
Yeah.
Where we're taught to love everybody, care for everybody no matter what. Like, don't hold any grudges, that kind of thing. In her mind, she feels like you have because you say, I don't care. I don't want to have that relationship anymore. Where for you, it's more of a growth thing.
Yeah.
You just are at a point in your life where you don't need that anymore and you're not going to settle for inconsistency. And you don't really need a father anymore. So actually, to kind of like flip that from a godly perspective, which we get a lot at church, is like, well, you already have a heavenly father, so you don't need an actual father. And it's already affected you in the ways that it has as you've grown up. Now you're 33.
Yeah. Hold on, now you putting extra years 33? On it. You putting extra years on it. You're going to have to chill out now.
You're 32.
Almost walked out of this interview.
You're 32. You'll be 33 though in a couple months.
No, I ain't. I got time.
No. So, I mean, I get what she's saying, but I also relate to that because like I don't have a relationship with my biological mother or my biological father. I hear from him maybe like 3 times. What is it? I hear like from him every 3 years. And it's just, hi, how are you doing? That's it.
Well,
what more am I going to do with that?
The thing with my mom is she doesn't accept my answer. She doesn't understand that I'm fine. I'm not mad at anyone. Everything is just fine. So I don't understand.
Well, because it doesn't change the fact that it does affect you.
I mean, yeah, it affects me, but I'm not mad at anyone. Mm-hmm. Now it's like, okay, I understand this is an issue with me that I have to grow through. And that's it. Mm-hmm. I don't have literally, I have no anger towards anyone or anything like that. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. But I also think that she could have done better when I was a kid, if that makes sense.
In what sense?
Right? It's more of a don't allow inconsistent people into your kid's life. Mm-hmm. Because had we allowed certain people in our kid's life, that could have messed them up. Mm-hmm. Like there was so many times where I sat at the window. He said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna come get you right now." I fell asleep at the window. You know what I mean?
No one never showed up.
There was one time I was walking home, or I was supposed to get picked up after basketball practice. And I tell you guys all this. I tell you this all the time. Mm-hmm. I don't know if y'all know, but Erika knows.
I know, I hear this all the time.
So let me tell this story. And this ain't to get no
No, yeah,
sad.
It's not to,
it is what
and
it
it's
is.
not to
it
call
happened.
anybody out
it's
either.
the past, but this is part of the story.
Because maybe he doesn't realize.
And this is a definite, this is something I remember very, very well. So I got out of basketball practice, Someone was supposed to pick me up. You know who? Didn't pick me up. I sat there. Everyone got picked up at the school. I sat there. It's freezing outside. No one came.
Move your cord.
Here can worry about the cord. I'm trying to tell.
Because I can hear it in my thing.
No one came, right? So I walked all the way home, and this is not a close walk at all. I walked all the way home with a coat on, and I was angry as hell. Mm-hmm. I was so mad. And I got home, and my mom said, hey, I don't even know what she said. I just walked to my room. Me and my brother shared a room in the basement. And when I got to the room, I just sat there, and my sister started being a little sister.
Oh, I remember this.
And I hit her. And my mom, she went and told my mom. She was crying. My mom came downstairs. Either she came downstairs or I came upstairs, and I got a whooping. Mm-hmm. And my grandma my great grandma. They brought the phone to me, and it was my great grandma. And I don't remember what she said, but I cried. All I did was cry. Mm-hmm. And that was it. So there's things like that.
Did they know that he forgot to get you, or he just never came?
I'm pretty sure my mom knew, and that's why she called my grandma. Mm-hmm. But it's one of those, I'm not going to allow my kids to go through that. I'm not even going to allow my siblings to go through that, because that is one of the worst stories that I remember. Mm-hmm. It's
engraved in your memory. Yeah.
I can't forget it if I tried. Mm-hmm. So that's just a story. I don't know.
Well, you shouldn't have hit her.
I know I shouldn't
have hit her. But
you were
angry. I understand.
Kids fight.
Yeah. So you were siblings.
I'm pretty sure I was me and Maja.
But she also didn't realize how you were hurting at the moment too, and how angry you were and why.
She used to stand at the top of the steps. Our light was at the top of the steps. She would turn it on and run. Every time.
Who?
Maja. The whole basement turned on. All the lights in the basement off that one light at the top of the stairs.
Shout out to Maja, because she's the one that holds it down. Okay.
She's all right, I guess.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like maybe he doesn't even know. I feel like honestly, he could be very selfish himself. If all he's really done is taking care of himself.
And that's what I understand too, because everyone's they say when you go to prison, of whatever age you went in at is the same age you come out as. Mm-hmm. So he's stuck in the same
for years
time in his head. Yep. So I mean, I'm not mad. It is what it is. I understand. You can be institutionalized, whatever.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But as a father, I know I would do things different, Mm-hmm. But that's what made me want to be a father. At the end of the day, all I wanted to be was a father. That's it. So.
Yeah, well, that kind of thing affects people differently. Though. Some people, it would make them just like their father and not be a good example, not be,
But it's crazy because, in our group chat, we have everyone doesn't have their father in their life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's one person without his mother in his life, and I feel like that made us better people, that made us better fathers, better everything. But I see a lot of people with two parents in their life, and it's like,
yeah,
you're a wreck.
I wonder why.
Sometimes it's just like, I feel like they're too sheltered in a way, if that makes sense. Like, but sometimes when you have two parents, one parent is like, "Oh, I'll do everything for you." The other parent's strict, and a lot of times, you don't get to do things for yourself.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I don't know.
Yeah, whereas like if you have a single parent, they're usually busy working, and you just do whatever you want. That's how it was for me.
You're doing whatever you want, or you're trying to make their life easier. A lot of times. So
yeah.
But it's crazy. Life is crazy. But I apologize to Maja when we were grown.
Good.
Why you say good like that?
Because you were wrong for that. I'm gonna just say it.
No, I wasn't. As a kid.
Yes, you were. You should not be putting your hands on no female, first of all.
For one.
Period.
As a kid, kids fight. For two, I socked up every one of my siblings.
Yeah, but I don't play about that. You know me with all my stuff. I don't like.
Girl.
If anybody put their hands on my daughters, it would not be a good situation.
What you gonna do?
And they're in my home, they will be out quick.
What you gonna do?
They would be out. You're not allowed around me or my daughters. I don't care what it's about. I'm so dead serious. I hope everybody that comes in this house knows that. I will not play about that. I don't care if she hits you first. I don't care. Nope. You know what I think sometimes too? It's like
one day she gonna hit somebody first.
But if it's playing around, that's different. But if it's playing around and they're playing around, that's different. But if you know you're stronger than them and you're going to hurt them, that's different. Like, I feel like when I got beat down to the ground for the first time, I literally threw a pillow at a man. That does not hurt you. That's me being sassy or whatever, you know.
Me and Maja was the same size.
Okay,
you forgot she's 6'5"?
It doesn't matter. Anyways, yeah. So that's your thing that affected you growing up. Mainly your father's situation. See, and I feel like it's probably good I didn't have any inconsistency at all, because my mom did that by the time I was 10.
Yeah.
So I didn't ever have like a man. My mom didn't even start dating until I was already way in my 20s. Like, she really just gave her all to me. So
when I posted one of the reels that said, would you rather have a parent that's completely absent or inconsistent? There's a lot of people. I mean, everybody agreed that an absent parent is easier to deal with because an inconsistent one causes more
messes
damage
you up
while they're there. You know what I mean? So
yeah, that's why I cut that off for sure.
Yeah.
But then I still wonder sometimes, which is conversations I need to just have with them as they get older, if that affects them. Because I still feel like I see a lot of Asia in me, where like, because I didn't have a dad around, I always felt like something was wrong with me because we never had men that would stay.
Well, you grew up way different than Asia.
Yeah, no, but like, she's just like me, like wants to stay in the room, be by herself. She does say that she sometimes feels depressed. Like, you have to wonder, you know, what's going on in their minds. Because when I was that age, I went through, when I was 13, I was already suicidal. And my mom had no idea why. She never understood it, because in her mind, she's like, but I'm giving everything to you and I'm around. I lacked something. I didn't have what was missing.
Yeah.
Like my other friends. My other friends always had a mom and a dad. So I always wanted that too. Just like you always wanted a father, I always wanted a mom and a dad. All the cartoons I watched had a mom and a dad, everything. So it affected me still. And I feel like I dealt with that in silence. I had no other way to deal with it. So I think it affects you both ways. But yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, y'all let us know what's something that you as a child affected you to where it affects you now.
Is that right? Now she want to talk to the chat.
That's
crazy. It's crazy.
No, but I've always wondered that if you were fully healed from that, honestly.
I'm always healed.
Do you ever feel like you want to just like reach out though sometimes and just be like, hey,
no,
you know, you don't have any feeling at all?
I have no feeling at all.
Yeah, okay. I know what you mean. I relate to you.
You know, the last time I actually seen him, before the funeral, was the last funeral I went to. And he said, "Can I talk to you?"
Mm-hmm.
And I stepped aside and I talked to him. And I just heard what he said. And I just said, shook his hand, walked off.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is.
Do you have him?
There's no relationship there.
But do you have him like where he can actually contact you?
Yeah, he has my phone number.
And have you heard from him since then?
No.
Not even one little anything.
A comment that says, "Love you, son."
Love you, son. Yeah,
Same
I see
thing.
that too. Mm-hmm.
If you're a parent, that doesn't really matter. Love you, son, on a Facebook post, a TikTok post. It doesn't.
Yeah.
If you're not actually trying to upkeep a relationship, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and baby steps matter too.
Yeah, but it's like,
no, I mean like in private though. Like if he would text you at least, even if it was like once every couple months, and just be like, "How's everything going?" That's how I feel like with the girl's grandfather. Like I don't hear from him every day.
Yeah,
but he's so consistent in the sense of like every holiday, every month at least I hear from him. Even if it's just I'm checking on you and then trying to fly out just to come and see him. You know, that's what I will allow. I'm not going to allow another grandparent that I only hear from every couple years. There's a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think for me, like I talk to my aunt Shanette all the time. She reaches out all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I guess the last few times I seen him were at funerals.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, don't talk to me if it's just a funeral kind of situation. Because family members do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even, it's not even, it doesn't hold any weight.
Yeah. Whereas,
because the first time I talked to, I mean, I don't remember when I met Shanette, but she's always treated me like family. Mm-hmm. And then when my grandma died, you didn't go to that.
I didn't get to go to her funeral, but I was there when she died.
Yeah. So when she died, I literally told my grandpa, like, I'm done with all y'all. Like I don't want nothing to do with y'all. Mm-hmm. And my grandpa, I mean, he's passed away now, but even him, like, inconsistent. Yeah. But they always said that he was like that with his kids. Mm-hmm. So I told my grandpa that, and Shanette was one of the first, like, she's one of the only people who confronted me about it. Was like, you said this, don't write us off because we didn't do anything to you. Mm-hmm. And that was true. And ever since then, she's made an effort.
And she proved why you shouldn't do that. Yeah.
But she wasn't around them her whole life either. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like she had a similar situation to me. Mm-hmm. So.
Or like, I think of Ashley too. Like, Ashley's dealt with the same thing as you, but she's a great mother. Yeah. And teaches them the same thing as you try to teach our kids. And she only wants consistency. Mm-hmm. But I think it's harder for women because they always want like that dad. So I'm sure every now and then they still, reach out whereas you don't at all.
No, there's conversations I've had with some of my siblings, like, and some of them were like, I just want a dad in my life. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to allow this relationship. And
even
then later,
if it's
like, it is what it is.
And then also them accepting him for how he is, though.
Yeah.
I just would not want that at all.
Yeah, because
people are different.
For me, it was just like, I accept you for who you are, but I can't allow you to continue to do this to me in a sense. Like, I can't do it. You can only do so much. You can only tolerate so much, especially at a young age. Like in my 30s, it's like I wouldn't have allowed it at all. In my 20s, I gave it a chance. It was like, here's an idea. And it's crazy because there was a time where, you know, me and Big John, I was like, it's my birthday, man. What we doing? Blah, blah, blah. I used to be with Big John every day. He said, man, we're going to go up here and see your pops, man. I said, he don't know it's my birthday. He thought I was playing. He went in there. He had to tell him it was my birthday. And I was like, I don't even want to be here. Like, I already knew
what to expect.
But John is a family guy.
Yeah.
You know, John, shout out to John. He lost his pops at an early age. So I understand
he tries to unite.
But it's like.
Because I could see that because your dad's still alive.
Exactly.
So he sees potential. Like he thinks that there's still faith there.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like I said, it's everybody's different. I don't think that any of your other siblings are wrong necessarily for still, like, if they hear from him, great. If they don't, whatever. Yeah. It's still healthy for them in a sense because they know what to expect. They've already accepted how he is, but they're not going to completely write him off, if that makes sense. Whereas you and I are like people, at least for me, I just will write you off.
Yep.
I just don't, I don't care for the inconsistency and yeah, when it's inconsistent when it's not.
Right.
So. And
it's crazy because like, I go back home and there's a lot of, I can't even call it home no more. I go back to Iowa and there's a lot of people, hey, what's going on with you and your dad? Or you look just like your dad. Bro, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear I look like my dad. I don't want to hear how's you and your dad and what happened and what's wrong and what's up with y'all relate. It's like, bro, the person you know is not the person I know. He could be a cool friend, all this. That's cool. I don't know that person. I don't know any person.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah, and I don't think it makes a difference that you're in a different state because he may make an effort to go see other people every now and then when he wants to, but he doesn't contact you. Yeah. And that's what they don't realize. And it's not your job to reach out to him just because you're an adult.
I remember it was a conversation like, oh, he only called me when he wants something. So then I started calling. And I was like, hey, how you doing, man? I just called to check on you. Had a conversation, hung up, cool. Didn't hear from him for years. Didn't hear from him for years. So it's like, I can't be the only one putting in effort.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like a relationship, too.
Yeah.
I'm like that with anybody. Friends, everything.
I know you cut people off too fast sometimes.
How?
I don't know.
No, but I think, I also think,
pull the trigger.
But I also think that I've had so much growth as a woman, a young adult, and a mom that like I refuse to settle for. You tired?
You know I am.
I know, me too.
Been a long week.
I'm just saying I don't want to settle for anything. Inconsistent people give me anxiety. I don't want to deal with it, and I don't expect you, whether you're a friend or whoever, like to reach out to me every week. But like you can tell when someone's being a consistent friend or when they only reach out to you when they want something from you.
Yeah.
I don't like that. And if you start to notice me distance myself, that is why. I want to feel like we're reciprocated.
Yeah.
It's just like relationships. So like I think of my friendship with Maribel. That is the one friend that I don't have to hear from all the time. We probably reach out to each other every few months or somewhere on social media. We don't talk on the phone, but I know that nothing has changed. We are still good, but it's because there's a bond there and there's consistency in a sense where we know nothing's wrong. It's just you have to be able to have that there. And if you don't, and you realize that somebody's only reaching out to you for their own benefit, that's when I will cut you off or I will slowly pull away. I will stop reaching out. Then I'll probably cut you off. But I give people chances. I give them chances until I see a pattern, and I'm not going to deal with that.
Remember you gave me chances?
How many chances did I give you?
Huh?
How many chances did I give you?
We ain't gonna talk about it. More than enough.
No, they want to know.
Y'all want to know? They said no.
How many chances did I give you?
They said no. All right. Wrap it up. Wrap it up.
I didn't give you
expeditiously. Wrap it up.
I'll give you one shot.
Why are you lying?
I gave you one shot.
No, you didn't.
You broke up with me.
Exactly. That's a second shot.
Okay, so I gave you one. I gave you one more try.
Boy,
that's it.
You be delusional.
Y'all, he broke up with me because he was stressed.
No.
And I was being a little crazy.
Yeah, there we go. Get to it.
But that's another story for another time, okay? Because if you heard what I heard, you would have been crazy too.
Look here. All I know is like, subscribe, comment, share this video.
Hey, yeah, and I know y'all be coming at me in the comments and stuff about certain things I say. We said we're going to keep it transparent, okay?
Transparent.
And I have my own opinions. You don't have to agree.
Own opinions.
Yes.
That's exactly what you have.
Anyways, yes, like, subscribe. Let us know what you guys want us to talk about. We need you guys to, reciprocate. Leave a comment. Let us know. If there's anything we haven't talked about, as you can see, we'll talk about anything. And yeah. That's the end of this episode.
We'll see you next time. This is the Other Half Podcast. Adios, amigos.
Bye.